Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So it's another special day. I'm going to finish my max luck of Tsukuyomi. And yeah, this will be my second impossible max luck. The first was Izanami, and that felt like forever ago, but I went back and looked, and it was about 3 months ago. But yeah, making one max luck impossible, it really puts you in the mood to want to make more. So I've been, waiting anxiously for the next one. And yeah, actually, I was expecting Marishten to be the next Max Luck, Impossible Max Luck. But just the way that the events worked out, Tsukuyomi was the one. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and fuse this. Pretty exciting. Alrighty, that should do it. Yes. Okay, this is just the standard, and we'll go to the next screen. Yay! Alrighty, Max Luck Tsukuyomi. Let's take a picture of that. Alrighty, and then yeah, just like last time with Izanami, I'll do a talk about Tsukuyomi, like a monster review, sort of. And well, first I guess we'll just look at her stats. Alright, there she is. She is a speed type, so HP and attack are a little bit on the low side. But actually, if you compare her stats to Kushinada, who is another speed type, they're very similar, so not too bad. They're about, in some ways, better than Hatcher speed types. So yeah, HP is about 21, 22, 21. And then attack is just over 20,000, but that is with a gauge, so it'll come up to like 23, 25. And speed is very good, over 400. And then she is a Pierce, and she has a Quattro ability. She was the first character to have the Quattro ability. Minesweeper and Null Warp, and then Beast Slayer and Deity Slayer. Beast Slayer is pretty great because it works on a lot of mobs. There's the buffaloes that move around, the snakes that shoot out poison. What else? The gas masks, and then the wolves, and that's very important. But I'll explain that later. So yeah, she's good against mobs, and then with Deity Slayer, there are a lot of deity bosses, so she can do good damage on them. And then, yeah, Minesweeper, Null Warp. We're already seeing this combination of gimmicks become more and more prominent. And then as time goes on, it'll become even more prominent, so yeah. And then Strike Shot, I think she was the first of her kind to have it. It's the tackle plus healing. And yeah, the tackle does so-so damage. It does more against light element deities, of course. Then it restores about 40,000 hit points, or about as much as like a big red heart. And yeah, it charges up fairly quickly, 20 turns. That is longer than the 16-turn tackle plus healing strike shot, but it does more healing, so. And then finally she's got the lightning bump combo. And yeah, damage is so-so, but it has a small chance to stun somebody. And just going off of personal experience, I would say it's about maybe 5% of the time. Yeah, it's a guaranteed 2-turn stun. It can't be healed or blocked, so yeah, that's one of the better types of stun. And yeah, I still remember actually when Tsukuyomi first came out, and then people were saying like, oh, she's no good, she's not strong, where do I even take her? But little by little, the kind of the metagame has shifted so that Tsukuyomi has become top tier impossible monster, and actually maybe one of the top 2. Number 1 is Kushinada, probably always will be, but number 2, it's really starting to look like Tsukuyomi. And so yeah, if I were to recommend to make just one impossible max luck, it would be Kushinada, of course. But if you were to make 2, the second would be Tsukuyomi. No debate about that. And actually, as a first impossible max luck, Tsukuyomi might be the best choice. she's not really connected to other impossibles. Like a lot of people, they want to bring Izanami to Kushinada. And that's, of course, very recommended. Izanami is great. But there aren't any impossible monsters that are good for Tsukuyomi. So you can just get together a team of just like extreme drop monsters or whatever hatcher monster you have. And yeah, get to start to work on that. And I should say this at the beginning of the video, or as close to the beginning as I can. But if you are thinking or considering about making an impossible max luck, start now. Don't delay. It doesn't matter, if you have max lucks that are good for the impossible mission, or if you're playing with other people, or whatever. The most important thing when you're making an impossible max luck is just to get clears. Just to get even one drop from one clear. I've heard of people waiting to make their max luck of Kushinada until after they finish their max luck of Izanami. And yeah, this sets you back weeks, if not months, for your Kushinada max luck. So don't wait for your max luck Izanami. Just get clears with anybody. If you get a max luck of somebody else in the meantime, then yeah, use that while you're waiting for your Izanami max luck, for example. Okay, so very good. And let's see what's next on my list of things. Quests that Tsukuyomi is good for. She is good for a lot of impossible missions. She's good for a lot of extreme missions and will become for more as the metagame progresses. But yeah, I'm looking at the list for impossibles. Daikokuten, Marishiten, Izanagi. Those are the ones out now, including 3 of the Zero quests that will be coming. Izanami Zero, which just came out, Kushinada Zero, and Izanagi Zero. Tsukuyomi will be good for all of those. And then the third wave of impossibles, which is probably going to be the anime bosses. She's good for Doom as well. And then, let's see, we have the Colossal quests coming. That's kind of a level above impossible. And then the most difficult one of those, Eden, Tsukuyomi will be not only the best max luck for it, but possibly the best character of anybody, including hatcher monsters. So yeah, having a Tsukuyomi there will be a big leg up. And actually, Tsukuyomi is one of the very few drop monsters that are good for Hakua. If you looked at my Hakua Hunting Journal number 3, you'll see that I used her to great effect in Hakua. And a max look of Tsukuyomi, that's great, because you can make another max luck of like an extreme monster at the same time that you are hunting for Hakua. So yeah, you get the max luck bonus from Tsukuyomi here, and then also if you make it to Hakua, then you'll have a very useful character as well. And Tsukuyomi and the Kushinada are the only 2 really at this time that can do that double duty. And then in Hakua, the Beast Slayer, it works on the wolves in Hakua, so that she can one-punch them. And yeah, very, very, very useful there. Alright, so yeah, I'm still trying to get as many Hakua appearances as I can, so I can, put up more videos. She's just not appearing though, but Tsukuyomi will definitely help me with that. Alrighty. Now let's talk about other max lucks that I have that will be obsoleted because I have Tsukuyomi now. So let's go here. Let's look at light and dark, since you can kind of use them interchangeably. And then we'll look at other Pierce, Minesweepers, and Flight Guys, and Warp Guys. No drop monsters there. Ah, here we go. Alright, so here is Orochimaru. She is a Pierce No Warp, and yes, I am probably going to stop using her. Tsukuyomi has, the double Slayers, and then the additional Minesweeper ability, and then the good support abilities. So yeah, I'm probably going to stop using Orochimaru, that's too bad. The evolution form of Orochimaru does have the Robot Slayer, So maybe in Robot or Mech Quests I'll use her there. But otherwise, yeah, she'll just be eye candy. Alright, and other people obsoleted. Well, this is Eternity. She's another Pierce No Warp. But she does have Ethereal Slayer, and that could come in handy for Kushinada Zero. Tsukuyomi is already kind of recognized as one of the best for Kushinada Zero, so we'll see. I'll give Eternity a couple tries, and I'll give Tsukuyomi a couple tries, and see which one I like better. I'm probably going to go with Tsukuyomi, but we'll see. Who else we got? And then there's also... Flight guys. Let me see here. There it is. Alright, here's a Pierce Flight, so it kind of, you know, addresses the same gimmick as a Minesweeper. This is Undead Dragon. And, yeah, I'm probably going to stop using this guy too. Although he does have Ethereal Slayer, which could make him useful in Kushinada Zero. But again, yeah, Tsukuyomi, she's got the additional No Warp, and then higher hit points, actually. And then a better bump combo. Undead Dragon's bump combo has a lot of hits, but it doesn't do a lot of damage at all. So yeah, goodbye Undead Dragon. And then finally... Let's see, not this version, but the Evolution version. This is a Titanium Evolution, and then, yeah, he's kind of unique among drop monsters, extreme drop monsters, because he has the Flight, and then No Warp, and then a Pierce. There are a couple other characters that are bounced, but Titanium's the only one with Pierce. But unfortunately, he has the exact same, you know, abilities as Tsukuyomi. And yeah, I can't really think of anywhere I would rather use Titanium than Tsukuyomi. Maybe in a Scorpion quest, because of the homing here. But nope. I think we're going to say goodbye to Titanium. We're going to leave him at his Ascension form, because that's still very useful. Alrighty. Oh, and there's also Melita. One of the versions of Melita also has Pierce No Warp, so no interest in her anymore. Okay, let's see what's next on my list. The length of time it took me to make my Tsukuyomi. I got my first Tsukuyomi, I think it was, well, I know when it was. It was actually a year and 2 days ago. So yeah, it took me a full year to make Tsukuyomi. And then there were a few reasons for that. One, of course, I was working the weekends, so I couldn't play those 2-hour things, and I was only doing the overtime quests. And then there were times when I was in a deep, deep slump playing Tsukuyomi. Like there was one period where I played a 2-hour time frame and I only won 3 times. I just couldn't make it work. But the difference was that I was using Max Lux then, just extreme Max Lux. I changed them out for a couple of light Murasame, and that changed everything. That very much increased my win rate. And so Tsukuyomi, the win rate went up. The thing is that I don't have a Max Luck Murasame. At the time that I switched him in, she was around 50 luck. So I just went for that. I went for the kind of the more guaranteed win, but a lower chance of getting drops. And that turned out to be the right choice. So that ties in back to what I said earlier about clears being the most important thing. More than playing with Max Lux, more than playing with other people. Getting clears, that's the most important thing. And then, yeah, very recently there was a Murasame event, so I got her luck up to 87. And that really increased my drop rate for Tsukuyomi. I was almost guaranteed a chest a run from her luck drop, so that was really good. And yeah, Murasame is overwhelmingly my favorite pick for the best max luck for Tsukuyomi. I guess we'll go ahead and talk about her. But she's got really high stats. She's got dark resistance, so she can take less damage, which is a big deal in a Tsukuyomi, since you want to prevent as much damage as possible. And then, yeah, high damage output with her bump combo and her strike shot. And that was kind of the main issue with using my Max Lux before, was they just didn't do enough damage per turn. And so every level is taking too long, and then Tsukuyomi would get out her ability lock and do a lot of damage to us. Or on the last level, the second Tsukuyomi would come out and make life difficult for me. So yeah, moving over to Murasame was the right choice, I feel, even though she wasn't max luck. Okay, and then I guess I can show you the other party members I was using. The max lucks that I was talking about before, I was using Jack here. He's pretty good. He was kind of easy to make. And then he does have a good strike shot, which can help clear field because it shoots out the arrows. But yeah, attack is pretty low. And yeah, he can one-punch the little guys, but he can't do a lot of damage to the boss. So that was an issue. And then I also used Tiger X. And she's pretty great. She's my second best pick, I would say. Very high hit points and a blast bomb combo. But again, she just doesn't do a lot of damage, so... And then one guy that is really recommended by a lot of people is Ghoulie, the evolution version. When he's maxed, he has very, very high stats. Except for his speed. He's pretty slow for a Pierce type. So I didn't like that very much, so I ended up never using him. But since his attack is so high, he might have been a good choice, actually, to help me get more damage in. But that is in the past now, so oh well. And then as for Hatcher monsters, towards the end I used Tempest a lot. She's got the speed up and then blast bomb, so that's a great combo. And then her strike shot, it's the chain meteor. So more guys she hits, the more damage she does. So I would save it always for the second to last stage, where there's the Tiamat and then the shields, and then there's lots of targets. So good chance for damage there. Who else did I use? I used Zoro a little bit. She's like a Hatcher version of Murasame. Also Dark Resistance, also the homing shot. In the beginning I used Seimei. Seimei was one of the first guys that I ever got. And he was really great as my Pierce type. And then he has a delay strike shot, which really helps on the boss stages. Gives you a couple free hits. Free turns of hits. Who else did I use? I used Ryubian a little bit. I also had him very early in the game, so he was good. He has a command strike shot, which is pretty great for Tsukuyomi. And then, who else did I use? That's about it for light. Oh, I also used Uriel Evolution for a long time, because she has the knockout Ableberry, which is great when it works, but eventually I changed out Uriel for a different Pierce type, one that I drew recently. Yeah, towards the end, I ended up using... Let's see, where is he? Or she, rather. Is that all I got? Well, anyway, here's Napoleon, the pre-evolution, but the evolution version has Pierce, No Gravity Barrier, Deity Slayer, Blast Bomb combo, and Command Strike Shot. So yeah, she was my Pierce, my one Pierce that I used towards the end of the farming run, and she was excellent. I was very happy to get her after watching the anime. And then, maybe it's down here actually. Anyway, and then who else was I using? Another blue character actually, and that was... There we are, Sinbad. Yeah, Sinbad, he's one of the best characters available for Tsukuyomi. He's got very high attack, he's got a command strike shot as well, and then he's got speed up, which is, it's a great help in Tsukuyomi. So yeah, by the end my team was 2 Murasames, Napoleon, and then Sinbad. So yeah, that team worked out great. And then, yeah, actually nobody was a light element, so nobody took extra damage. Murasame is light element, of course, but she's got the resistance, so I wasn't taking extra damage, so that was pretty good. And yeah, that's about all I gotta say about that. I guess we can look at the impossible monsters that are coming up soon. So yeah, I have a few waiting in the wings very soon. Probably next week I'll have Bishamonten done if nothing goes wrong. The week after that I'll have Marishten done. The week after that, probably nothing's going to happen. But then the week after that I'll get Kushinada. So yeah, in the near future there's going to be a lot of new Impossible Max Lux. So I'll do review videos of them too, of course. Okay, well, thank you for watching. And yeah, good luck with your Max Lux and Impossible Max Lux. Take care.